Good morning, Miss Soul Tribe. Today is the 5th of June, 2020. We are going to be discussing our daily guidance today. I wanted to do this on video just so that way we can go through it a little quicker. I can get some insights through a little easier. Don't mind the sounds in the background. We've got TV on for the puppy, so he's happy and content as he's just chilling over in his corner listening to Curious George. It's one of his favorites. And my old man is taking an extra nap. So today we're going to be discussing finding our balance, beginning to understand the yin and the yang that lives within ourselves, understanding that you bring your own peace. If you do not learn how to balance your scales, you're never going to feel in control. If you're feeding one side too much, it's always going to tip. It's a matter of always trying our best to keep as much balance as we can as we start to work through healing energies. Let's see if I can get that to... There we go. A little bit better. Morgan Le Fay, the healing energies, somebody who was always misunderstood for her gifts in the Arthurian time frame. Morgan was doing what she felt was right, not always the best ways, but she was trying her best to do what she could. Understanding that you are stronger than you think. To help this healing, you've got to find your strength. As you move through the darkness, that dark night of the soul, always a long journey, but you can see, even though where it looks like we're going into an eclipse of the moon, which is tonight. If you didn't know, tonight is the full moon that will have an eclipse. We may not get to see it up in our hemisphere. I'm pretty sure it's for the southern hemispheres or the eastern hemisphere, but you can always look that up for your areas and see if you'll get to see it. But this dark night, even though you feel it's going to be a dark, lonely path, you can see Mama Luna is already guiding and shining her light. You just need to accept, find your strength, and start to walk that walk. You're going to heed the guidance of your elders when you feel like you're not getting enough guidance or you're feeling a little lost. Take solace in asking somebody. An elder doesn't always necessarily mean that this is a elder of age. This is somebody who has already done a lot of this work. They already understand these things that you're starting to work through. They're going to be there to help you understand. So I'm really trying to get this to, there we go. That way you guys can see these better. You actually get to see the beauty of these guys. You can see the elder is sitting there, not controlling, not anything, but seriously sitting in genuine knowledge, love, acceptance. You see the little ones sitting here talking with him and just listening to the stories and getting the knowledge that they can while we have our elders around. This is going to help you find peace, that balance we were talking about. It's a matter of finding in that light within, operating from that light within, being true and pure to ourself. You can see this one guides this one. This is your inner purity, helping you to set yourself free, to be able to dance within. No matter where you are, you're listening to your song, your soul song. You're walking your own walk. Not as somebody else's walk, not what somebody has told you you need to walk, but your own. Throwing out the books of what everybody has always told you. Pay attention to your dreams. That's where we get our guidance from. Listen to that heart chakra. Listen to your heart space telling you what you need. what you want and need to hear. Sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes those lessons are tough and hard. You can see today she looks like she's a little bit more like, kid, are you really hearing me? Other days she looks a little softer. But today, she definitely is like, you need to hear. She's got her amethyst necklace, her protection. That might be that crystal we talked about the other day in Seeking Solace with. Take that crystal, you sit with an amethyst and see if it's got any messages for you. Tap into your knowledge. Don't be afraid of what society has told us is wrong and tried to keep us understanding that these are bad things. The reason why is because the more aware we become, the more enlightened we become to how to find happiness, health, all of that within ourselves, the less control they get to have over us. The moment you surrender, you can see the divine is shining its light, building things for us, standing in your own power. This is going to guide you. Again, Mama Loon is always around us. Luna, sorry. These guides, these entities, these divine beings, you are part of. You are not separate entity. You are part of the divine. In your own special way, you have your own teachings, your own lessons, your own path to do, to help, to guide. As you do this, you surrender and let go. Those bells are gonna ring. For some, this is big. For others, this may be smaller. But these new entities, these new energies, this new that is coming in, and let me tell you, it is deep. These retrogrades, all these planets aligning, it's deep. Like, you can feel that energy, that shift going on. You can see it out within the world, what is transpiring. We are now trying to reset our world to match with where we have grown to compared to where our forefathers, our grandparents, our great-grandparents had all come from. Each time we do that, each time we revolutionize ourselves, we heal the tribe, the whole, the universe, the anything you want to call it. Every time we heal, that heals. Every time we bend a stitch, so be it within the divine. And as we do that, this is just going to keep growing. These bells are just going to keep ringing. Got a ruby. We're talking fall. There's probably going to be something that will shift for you within the fall that is going to show you what all this work has been doing for you. Because it's all about growth. It's all about understanding, growing, being who you choose to be, not what others have told you you need to be, but who you feel deep down in your soul you are. If you see something you don't like reflecting in the mirror, guess what? You have the power to change it. I've not always been as calm, as loving as I am now. I had to do my own deep work. I had to let go of a lot of things through my own journey. It caused me to be very guarded, very cynical, very jaded. And I realized that sitting within those energies, I wasn't happy. I actually felt like I was betraying myself. I was blocking things. And you want to know what? I was. The minute I surrendered and I let go and I started my own of this path was the minute I started to hear those bells ringing, was the moment I started to feel balance, was the moment that things started to bring in because the action was taken to move forward. And there's that full moon, look. To gain wisdom, to stand in our own power, to work within ourselves, to listen to our higher self, your logic, whatever you want to call this, because the moment you start working within that is the moment you start attracting what you really want. The moment you start healing and fixing is the moment you can finally start pulling in your abundance. But until you go through this, you heal, you find your strength, and you start to align with that purity, is when you get to start shifting the tides. When you continue to set in that reflection and not see which side of the polarity you want to be in, because you're afraid, you're fearful of change. I get it. It's scary. Going through the dark is scary. It's going to dredge up some things in our closets that we never wanted to live again. But I'm going to tell you, the moment you look at that, you assess that, you breathe it, you eat it, you smell it, whatever you need to do to work through it, and then you thank it, you release it, and you get to go forward to create the change. There's that tide we were just talking about. See the tide changing. That divine spark is coming through. You're starting to want to be free, to be able to fly and enjoy it, not be fearful of it. It starts with setting healthy boundaries. You must protect your own energies before you can give to others. The more we giveth from our own cup without replenishing what we give is the moment we start betraying ourselves. The moment you start setting those boundaries to protect your own cup, that allows you to continue to fill your cup. And once your cup is filled, then you're able to fill others from your abundance. And you start to align with your path. You start to walk through that dark. You see that sunlight on the other side, and you're going to climb that ladder to success. Because you're finally going to trust your seed. You've been planted. Quit fearing the dark. It's time to grow in the earth to be able to rise up that path. Stay resilient. Don't worry about the extremities outside. Focus on yourself. Keep that cup of cold water to keep you cool as it gets hot. It's gonna. But there's that abundance again. There's something in the fall. And remember, don't resist. It's always going to find a way to break through the resistance. Think about that little seed that plants within a rock, and then later on it splits that boulder into pieces as it continues to grow. Guess what you are? You are that seed planted in the boulder. Take your water, grow, make those seed roots just dig deeper and deeper into earth, and you'll find that you are your own sovereignty. I wish you all the best in these journeys. I thank you for everything, for being here. Hey! For being here and supporting. And again, get your stuff done. Hey! Stop! Sorry. Get your work done before the full moon. These energies are big this time. I know I say this a lot, but make sure you do your work for this full moon. Set your moon water out. Do your release work. Do your resetting work. Get it all set. Because this time, you're focusing on bringing that balance. Remember, we are balance. Within ourselves, when we balance out the rest of the world around us. Feed yourself, and you'll get to watch the rest of everybody around you grow, your connections grow. Again, much love and light to you all. I'm always here should you need. Don't be afraid to reach out. Take care. Best wishes.